what I wanted to do was go over each of the products in a high level, but then dive into some of the reasons I would use those products a little bit on a personal level. And you know, from there, I know there's going to be more questions, but that's when you really want to dive into your CDP module or call sales support and get the extra, or call me and get the extra information. But this is going to give you at least enough to start thinking ahead about which product is a solution for your client. And just to start off, you know, with the company, this is a piece I can email out to all of you, and I really like it because it shares a little bit about the company. And you kind of have to know the company behind what you're selling. And Mutual of Omaha is a Fortune 500 company. It is an A-rated company. I had already scrolled down, I guess. Where is it? There it is. It is an A-rated company. It's been around more than 100 years. And so we're very strong, stable, secure. We have over $29 billion in assets. I was in the home office for training probably 5 years ago, and I was told if a catastrophic claim came through, like the whole home office of 6,500 employees dying in a day, we could pay those claims over 11 times. So we don't have a problem paying our claims, and that's a really good thing. I've actually had claims go through and start paying out 2 days after somebody's passed. So you know, we really can feel good about what we're talking to our clients about. And you'll see a little bit of Mutual of Omaha out there. They have a huge reputation in the senior market. But today, what I've noticed is there's superior branding in not only the Wild Kingdom, but also swimming and golf. You'll see if you're watching golf, and I watch golf often because my husband loves it, and you see the Mutual of Omaha players on some of the top circuits. So it's really nice to know that you're representing a strong company out there. And the greatest thing is that because they give us an independent status, we can go out and get Momco or other companies if there isn't a fit. So they've come out with 3 new products this year alone, so they're really listening to what is the need out there and changing with the times. So I'll start just as they go in order because it keeps us, keeps me on track at least. So the Medicare supplement, this is, and I'm going to go right to the very basics here. This is a product that goes alongside of Medicare's health insurance, and you get this when you're 65. So you turn 65 and you get a Medicare supplement to go alongside your Medicare. Your Medicare will only cover part of the expenses. The supplement does just what it says. It supplements the other needs that you have. And if you become disabled and you are claimed as disabled early, you can go, if you get Medicare, you can go on a supplement before 65. And those are not bad clients to hook up with because a lot of times their expenses are pretty high for this. And they have some benefits coming in from the state so they can pay them. So even if somebody's under 65 and they say they want a Medicare supplement, ask them if they're on Medicare. If they are, they can get a supplement early. And people will shop these supplements. The great thing about our supplement, I'll tell you the buying points of our supplement. One, it will take care of foreign travel if you're in a different country. And people think, well, I don't travel foreign, like over to Europe, but they do go to Mexico. They do go up to Canada. You know, they might get on a cruise down in the Caribbean. These are things, you know, that they might do. The other great thing about our Medicare supplement is you can go to any doctor anytime, anywhere. So you have your snowbirds in Wisconsin and Minnesota. They go down south for the winter. They definitely need a Medicare supplement versus an HMO plan. And sometimes they'll call those HMO plans an Advantage plan. So people say they're looking at an Advantage plan. The difference is, there's so many differences, and we can go into that all day. But the one main difference that I find a lot of people as a buying point is that they can go to any doctor anytime. If they're down visiting their kids in Florida, they don't want to have to not be able to go to the doctor. Long-term care. Long-term care has become much more relevant. Long-term care is not nursing home insurance. Long-term care is insurance so that you can stay out of the nursing home. You can take it and use it for in-home care, assisted living, or nursing home. If you decide to try to go on the county and deplete your assets, they will put you in a nursing home. You will not be allowed to stay home. So the good thing about long-term care is it's insurance you buy, you pay for now, and upon needing care, whether it's in-home assisted living or a nursing home, it will pay the cost of up to $70,000 a year is what it costs to go in a nursing home or assisted living nowadays. $70,000 a year really depletes a person's retirement plan at a level that's so exponential they can't keep up with in most instances. Now there's a few people who I would not recommend this for. People who are already close to poverty, have nothing coming in except for Social Security, have very little savings. Why put a long-term care on there? One, they can't afford it, they won't keep it, and two, if they do become in need of care, they are going in a nursing home and they are getting state assistance. So no sense in paying for a policy that will just cost them money. On the other hand, you have people who are very wealthy, certainly probably none of us on this call, but they can actually self-fund if they want to. And so that for them, that's a great option. I don't know that they would still want to do it because it still costs pennies for the dollars if you buy the insurance, but that might not be a risk they want to take off the table. So there is discounts for couples on both of these products. So if a husband and wife sign up, there's a discount. I'm going to talk a little bit about sales support later. This brochure that I'm using, rather than recreating the PowerPoint, is on here. Talks about SPOT, talks about our advanced markets. And we just have so many resources out there that we need to take advantage of. Right there's the underwriting numbers. Talks about, okay, so now we're going to continue in the health department here. We've got disability. What is disability? Your most valuable asset is your ability to earn income. If you earn $4,000 a month and your disability policy costs you $50 a month, okay, let's just say 100, because if you're making that much, it's probably going to cost 100. So if you make $4,000 a month and your disability policy costs you $100, are you willing to make $3,900 a month every month to make sure that you never lose your paycheck? Or are you going to take the risk of at some point having no money coming in, and could you still pay the bills if that happens? So you look at this and you say, do I need to take that risk off the table? In most cases, whether single or married, people are counting on that paycheck, otherwise they wouldn't be working. And if they can't keep the roof over their head and their bills paid, it's going to be a slippery slope, because one, if they have a disability, whether it's a broken arm, whether it's a pulled back, whether it's cancer, whether it's a car accident, their expenses are going to go up and their income is going to go down. And at some point it's going to cross an X there that's not going to be a pretty sight, right? So try to talk to people about that. We have very competitive premiums there. Understanding the risk class and understanding the underwriting requirements is very important in getting these issued. So I would really recommend reading the product guide on this and making sure you're getting in everything you need. And if you have questions, call me or sales support. One thing that we have in Wisconsin and not in Minnesota is a return of premium disability. I love this return of premium disability. I love it because people can see that they will get a return of their premium up to 80% every 10 years. And you can show them exactly on the illustration what that return is going to be. Say they're going to get back, like my husband, $15,000 every 10 years. He's about to get his first one. He gets that payment, it's tax-free, and if he had used the thing, we would not have any problem with that. But that $15,000 on the extra money that he's paying for that policy is actually a 10% return on that money. I'm good, but I'm not that good. I can't get him 10% consistently every year tax-free, right? So that's a great option. And on the disability, you can put some other riders. Definitely look at the OWN-OC rider. The OWN-OC means if I'm a doctor, just graduated from college, and I'm going on and I get disabled at 35, and they say after 2 years, well, Becky, You've been disabled for 2 years. Now, if you can be a greeter at Walmart, no offense to Walmart, love that place. But if you can be a greeter at Walmart, then you're no longer disabled and you no longer get benefits. If you don't put that rider on, that can happen after 2 years. So if you put the rider on that says ONOC, if he cannot be a doctor or an attorney, then he does not have to stop getting his benefits. So that's really important that you put that on there, as well as the future insurability. If somebody who comes out of school with a very high education, they might be making 30, 40,000, but they might have potential to make 200,000. If you put on that ONOC or that future insurability, as their income goes up, they can go ahead and get a higher amount of payout, and they don't have to re-health qualify. So it's very important that that you go ahead and get that future insurability option. And there is a critical illness on there, which I'm going to tell you right now, that is a great option for critical illness. However, it does not give the return of premium the way the independent one does. So there's a fallout on that. So you can do the critical illness inside the disability. Of course, you lose an app count on that too, I might add. So let's go to critical illness. Critical illness is a great option for people who have a heart attack, cancer, stroke, Alzheimer's, kidney failure, loss of a limb, blindness, deafness, those types of things. There's a whole long list. Multiple sclerosis, I think, is the one I missed. Those things are all listed on the illustration. When you run it, you can decide between $5,000 and $250,000 benefit. That is a lump sum payout. Our competitors out there, like Aflac, they will pay for certain things at certain times. So, I find out I have cancer today. Our policy will pay them the face amount of that policy, whether it's $5,000 up to $250,000, tax-free in cash. Okay? If I have Aflac, I have to get a certain scan and I get $500. I have to go and have a certain kind of cancer to get another $500. And then I have to go for treatment for another $500. So you can see there's probably cases where you'd pay all this money in, think you're going to use this product, and because you didn't get diagnosed on Saturday wearing blue underwear, you aren't going to get any benefits. So I really tell people you cannot compare what you have with other companies to ours. And if I look at the policy, I can see that. It's an apples to oranges comparison. Does not work. So, great lump sum payout. It does pay out immediately. You can use the money for anything you want, and it has a return of premium upon death if you have not used it. Now you have to keep it in force, but let's say I paid in for 10 years, worried about cancer. I've had 5 of my 12 closest friends have cancer. Of course I'm worried. So, I get the cancer policy, but I die in a car accident 5 years from now. My money all goes back to my family as beneficiaries. Okay? Pretty simple underwriting on the amounts under $100,000. And so you want simplified underwriting on your illustrations. Okay, so that is all of the health policies. Sorry, we've got some shifting around in here. Okay, so I'm going to start with the life policies. Let's remember there's 2 types of life policies in generalization. The type that are permanent and the type that are term. So term is a temporary type of insurance for life insurance that comes on just temporarily and turns off at some point. Permanent life insurance will go permanently unless you lapse the policy. So one of the best products out there, one I think you'll find yourself using a lot, is the GUL, the Guaranteed Universal Life. The reason it's called Guaranteed Universal Life is because unlike a lot of other universal lives, the premium is guaranteed. You can lock in a premium and it is not going to change because of cost of insurance later on. The other great thing about the GUL, and there's so many great things, you can put on there a time period, like you're just going to pay for the next 10 years and it's going to be paid up and you'll never have to pay again. Or you can put on there that at the end of the whole thing it's going to stop at age 90 to take the costs down.
So the money does grow inside of there, and it acts like a term in a way. It costs more than a term, but it costs less than a whole life. And inside of there, if you get in 15 years and you decide to lapse the policy, you can get back some of your premium, I believe about 35%. If you wait 20 years, anytime between 20 and 25, you can get back all of your premiums. And if you paid in a little more than your term, but you're gonna get all the money back, and you can time that for retirement or some other event, it's a great forced savings account. I don't agree with the fact that you don't need life insurance after 65, but maybe you bought some extra on your home. This would be an application I would use. My husband and I always compare us because it's an easy way for me to relate. $750,000 policy that is just for homeowners and debt that we've incurred with weddings, college, whatever. If at 65, that debt's gone, that piece of our life insurance can be gone as well. Now, we don't want to lose all of our life insurance, so we have other policies that we plan to keep. But that piece can go away. Now, we have that in, we didn't know about this policy back in the day. So we bought a term policy. So we have a term policy that will run out at 65. And our permanent policies will keep going on into retirement. And in fact, I have a GUL, but I have it before that return of premium option. The GUL Express, whenever you see that word express, that means that the underwriting is less qualifications to get in, but of course the premium, because of the risk that the company's taking by not fully underwriting it, the risk of that causes the premium to go up. So you're gonna see anything that says express, you're gonna see it easier to get into, but a little bit more expensive. And the GUL Express is just like that. If you go down to the GUL Plus, the GUL Plus is just what it says. You get not only that guaranteed premium, but you also get some income growth inside of it. So if you want to have that cash value in there, I would recommend the GUL Plus for the GUL products, but I would probably actually recommend this Accumul Plus, and I'll get to that in a minute. The GUL Survivor, the last in the GUL series, the GUL Survivor is a second to die. What the GUL Survivor does is it says, if my husband and I buy one GUL Survivor policy together, and let's say, he's not here, so I'm gonna say, let's say he dies soon, and I won't get any money from that policy. But if I die 40 years from now, the kids will get the money at that time. This works great. This policy is great for people who want to pass on money to their children. Okay? It doesn't work great for people who want to protect a spouse. So the GUL Survivor is a great policy to put in what we call an ILIT, an irrevocable life insurance trust. What you do is you put the policy inside the trust. The trust protects it from any type of nursing home or anything like that. The premiums are paid to the trust pays for the policy. You have to do it that way. Call me, ask me. And then the trust pays for the policy, and at the end of the day, your children are the beneficiaries of the trust. And it's a way of putting everything aside. If you decide, say I have my GUL now, and my husband has his GUL, let's decide, say we decided to do an ILIT. We wanted to put both of our policies into that trust. We could do that, but there would be a 5-year look back if we ever decided to try to go on claim for the state benefits. So if we had done it in the last 5 years, it would still be considered part of our estate. The best way to avoid any of those problems is just get long-term care, which I did at 50. You want to get long-term care between 50 and 55 if possible, because you have to be healthy to get it, and the rate of people that are accepted after 55 goes down quickly. Just a small tidbit for you. They do also have to do an interview at with the long-term care, and if you have a client and you don't know about that interview, read the CDP module or call me, because you need to prepare your client for that interview. Okay, Accumul Plus. This is the one, because you accumulate a lot of extra cash in it, This is the one that is a great policy, it starts at 25,000, it goes all the way up. It's a great policy.